Fucking if he took his shirt off.
We're not all level 1.
No.
What?
Oh, we got a level 2 in there. Oh, snap.
Oh man, he's all grown up. It isn't gonna matter for this part, I promise. We're safe right now. We just stick to the road if we gotta go anywhere.
It'll be like a raid boss. We'll just get them with 10 level 1s.
Right?
I'm coming.
Alright. So meet us in Goldshire and then we'll start this. Guys, a lot of work has gone into this to make it a fun event for tonight. We are going to probably be doing this for a couple hours. I'm gonna say roughly about 40 different events tonight. So we have a lot to get through. I am going to ask, we are going to be deep into Alliance territory at times. Do not kill stuff. I don't want to hear, oh, it aggroed me. I had no choice. Let me tell you, I did this all on like level 30 and 40 tunes over the course of the week across different servers. I didn't get aggroed once. If you're careful, if you don't fuck around, you're not going to have to kill anything. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but and another big thing, guys, some of you may know things that you're going to hear tonight. Not everyone will know everything. I don't want to hear as we're pulling up to places, oh, I know this. This is this. Do not ruin it for people, please. Let it be a good time. I have stories for everything, lore for everything. Just don't go ruining it for people. That's all I ask. Some of it is scary, some of it's creepypasta, some of it's just shit you did not know. Cage, you're killing me. That's so goddamn funny. Just making sure everybody's here. Guys, turn up your master volume, tune your ambience to max. Music, you can probably do about 50. Certain parts of the night, I'm gonna have you adjusting settings for this. All right, we're gonna go for a walk, guys. Choo choo.
We should have made a guild.
Right.
Yeah, we got enough.
All right. I don't know how many of you guys have played Alliance in the past. There's a lot of lore behind all this shit, and a lot of it has no lore, and it's just been speculated.
You know, since it's spooky season, we should whip out our artifice.
We should hush.
Okay.
All right. First stop along the way, guys. Those of you who have played Alliance have seen them. Meet the creepy children of Goldshire. They have a very specific pattern. Every morning they spawn at 7 a.m. in the upstairs bedroom, which we're going to go into in a second. They make their rounds throughout Elwyn Forest, Goldshire, Mirror Lake. They always walk in a pentagon formation, and I'm going to share something with you on Discord real quick, because I have followed these fuckers all week.
She has.
And if you've got Friday 8 raid signups low, you can kind of get an idea if this is the way they walk. And you can see the Pentagon. So every morning, guys, they spawn at 7 o'clock. Really creepy looking fuckers. They'll all stand in one direction at times and just stare off into the distance. We're gonna go into the house now that they live.
Oh, I just got disconnected.
You are gonna see a leatherworking trainer. You are gonna see a skinning trainer. Kind of weird, but whatever. Upstairs, guys. This is where the children spawn. Every morning at 7 o'clock. Sometimes the timing's been a little off, by the way, because I think it has to do with the Halloween event. If you have your master volume up and your ambience up, and I think part of the music, you're going to hear it's a very different tone in here from what you would hear outside. So they make their rounds every day, and they end up back here roughly around 7:40 a.m. You'll always find them upstairs at that point in the master bedroom, standing in a ritualistic manner and staring with blank eyes. If you stay around close enough and you listen, you are going to hear the voice of the old god Cthulhu, shouting, "You will die," or "Death is close." You will also hear a banshee scream, something to do on your own time. There's been so much speculation about these kids. I know the truth and there's nothing exciting about it, but the stories are a lot more fun that people have told over the years. So that's something that you'll want to check out on your own time for any people that are up at 7 o'clock a.m. But part of the story, we're wondering, are they possessed? Are they ghosts? Come on outside for a second. There's some creepy stuff, guys, beyond these stories. Move the pet, please. Take a close look, guys, at the grass. Do you see the skulls?
Yep.
Can everybody see them? You'll have to zoom way in. You might have to reduce your ground clutter. So that is part of the story, guys. People wonder what happened to these 6 kids. Are they possessed? Are they ghosts? And the reason I ask if they are ghosts is because there's another stop on this tour right now. Everybody here? We're going to take a walk to the local graveyard, guys. Just be careful, kind of stay on the road so we don't aggro something if somebody gets killed and ends up with a fucking plot in the cemetery. Take a look at the gravestones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gravestones, 6 children. Were they possibly murdered by the leatherworker and the skinner that all reside inside the house? Maybe their skins were used to create the items we see all around the cottage? Are they possessed? What do we think? Hello?
One of these graves is fresh.
Yes. Like I said, there's just a lot of lore behind it. like I said, the truth really isn't that fascinating. We're not going to get into it, but you know, this is something that people have noticed since classic. So that is the story behind the creepy Children of Goldshire. If you ever have time and you're on, follow them around. They're supposed to despawn at 8 a.m. Obviously, they don't. I've seen them there all around the day. Sometimes they are not where they're supposed to be outside the cottage. They're just nowhere else. It is. It's very creepy. Come back over to the cottage for a second. We have another little Easter egg for you. I couldn't find them the other day, the kids, and I went up, and they were over by the Abbey where we start. And they were just kind of sitting there. Oh, sorry, we're going to go this way. But it's crazy to follow them around. Everybody see what lake this is? We're at Crystal Lake. All you horror movie buffs, look at who we have here standing outside of Crystal Lake. Blizzard never uses the correct names for characters.
Greetings.
Everybody remember Jason from Friday the 13th? At Crystal Lake. It's just a fun little Easter egg that they threw in. I don't know how many people actually watch Friday the 13th, but, you know. Alright guys, pony up. We're going to go to Stormwind. And try not to get killed along the way. Cage, are you doing alright with your MS? I know it's high, and I didn't want to do this server. I wanted to do Nazgrim, but they have been really sporadic with their popping.
You said MS, and I thought Cage had multiple sclerosis.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He does not.
At least hopefully.
Yeah, this guy's watching us like, what the fuck are they doing? Mind your business. So yeah, those children actually wander up here. They go all over the damn place. They have like 3 different set spots. And this is why, another reason why I did this on Alliance, guys. Obviously we weren't walking into Stormwind as Horde on a mega server. Welcome to Stormwind, guys.
If you salute the guards, they'll salute you back.
Yep. Old trick, even from, what is it, Skullmance, the dead there. You can slap them and they'll slap you back. It's a lot of fun. Alright, Who wants a shave and a haircut, guys? Welcome to the Demon Barber of Stormwind. He has had his name changed. I think in Canada they did it. On the surface, it seems like a perfect place to get a shave and a haircut. Nothing curious to see here until we go upstairs. Take a look around, guys. Take note of the straight razor on the table and take a peek under those floorboards. You're going to see some skeletons. This was once a goblin downstairs giving haircuts named Sween Nitod. Anyone hasn't guessed it, the character of Sweeney Todd? He was a 19th century London barber who murdered customers with his straight razor used for shaving. Their remains were turned into meat pies for his partner in crime, Mrs. Lovett. Can everybody see him? Anybody not familiar with the story of Sweeney Todd? It is a very, very interesting read. But that's another hidden breadcrumb. What's up?
I just said that's crazy that's a really cool Easter egg.
It is. Yeah, Cage, I would definitely look it up. I can post links later to things. It's definitely pretty cool, though. A lot of people don't even know it's here. Alright, next, guys, we are going to log on to our Horde characters. We can actually just log right here for now. It's fine. If you are in the temple, go ahead and port to Thunderbluff. And you'll want to bring your mains because we are going to be going to a couple high level areas. We can all meet there. Does anyone need a port? Jimmy's gonna take his mage for this. I'm gonna... This was for Raven INV. And I'll meet you guys at Thunderbluff.
Lamar, you're in org. I can port me and you to Thunderbluff.
I'm just gonna take the portal from here. Are we missing anybody? There we go. Got our 9. Meet up on the Spirit Rise, I think. just wait for everybody to get here. Yep, you're fine. Take it in.
It was Magic Mike XXL.
That's me.
Jimmy.
That's fucking hilarious.
I had it at just Magic Mike, and then when we switched to Cataclysm, Lamar was like, "Why don't you just add XXL?" I said, "All right, fuck it, I'll add XXL."
Yeah, get them tips.
Yeah.
Which means that Magic Mike is still available.
Actually, I have Magic Mike too. He's my level
Oh, damn it.
one.
That's so good.
We're just giving Cage a second, guys. Okay. I see you, Cad. Don't think I don't see you. Showing off your damn headless horseman that I'll never get.
Oh yeah, everybody got your headless horseman out.
I'm gonna miss this broom instant mounting.
Yeah, that's great.
It makes two of us, Alex. Three of us. Yeah, I have all that on retail, just not here. All the years of Classic, never been able to get it. Alright, Cage is here, guys. We're gonna take a ride. Follow the bouncing nipple.
Over here riding Magic Mike. This is awesome.
Loving it.
Drop down and take a close look around, guys. Welcome to Critter Wars. If you pay attention, you're going to see the armed critters never go head to head with other armed critters. They like to gank innocent, unarmed, non-mutant critters.
Oh, they got knives and shit. That's awesome.
That's insane.
I actually ran into these guys out in the wild, and I was like, what the fuck?
Isn't it great?
I never knew they were here.
Where
feel like
are
I need one for a
the...
battle
There's going to
pet.
be rats around, the rats or something. They're wearing skulls on their head. At least they were last night. Maybe the bunnies won the fight.
Yeah, the bunnies have axes. There's all bunnies. I don't see any other ones.
Well, if you come up here at another time, you're going to see, I'm pretty sure they're rats, they're mice. They're mice with, they're bigger, and they've got skulls on their head. And they're carrying 2 shotguns.
Oh, jeez.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
See, this rabbit is about to gank. He's trying to gank the unarmed critters. It's just a fun little Easter egg that a lot of people don't know about. And I'm not seeing any rats tonight. But come up and check it any other time. All these creatures get transformed into mutant little fucking things.
That is great.
I think there is. It's something to look more into, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Alright, mount up. We're gonna head over towards Dustswallow. I tried to put everything in order so we're not going like all over the damn place completely. And I didn't do it on my paladin because I didn't want to have the speed and other people didn't have it. Does everybody have an alliance character on retail for the end of the night?
Yep.
Cool. Don't worry, we'll wait for everybody to catch up.
Oh, that's awesome. Mid-flight.
That's fine. I was able to test it out. I was able to invite Cage over there on a Brazilian server, and everything worked out fine, so it shouldn't matter what server you're on.
I tried to transfer one of my time runners over from Legion Remix because I wanted the cool transmogs that I have, and transfers are currently turned off from Legion Remix because characters that were transferring over weren't losing their Legion Remix buffs, and they were just going and like soloing Mythic Manaforge Omega and shit. Oh shit, we got a tippy.
Alright guys, welcome to Alcaz Island. If you haven't guessed, it is a nod towards the famous prison of Alcatraz Island. It is only a short swim from the coast, but for lower levels, the journey here was pretty dangerous since the monsters on and around the island used to be 57 to 62 elites. During the events surrounding the opening of the Gates of AQ, a lot of changes occurred out here, and I don't think they're here now. I think they changed it again. But we are going to take a quick look. It this must be a time thing too, because the other day these fuckers weren't here. Come on down here when you can.
We're phased, some of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see where we are on the map? You should see an entrance to down below. It won't really matter that we're phased.
There are no mobs in this phase that we're in.
And there are in mine, unfortunately. We're gonna kill them though. It's honestly just these damn these warriors, myrmidons and everything. So under the surface here, guys, if everybody's down here, is a once heavily guarded prison. A little history for you. This is where the missing king of Stormwind was kept after his abduction by the Defias Brotherhood. Can we kill these?
Empower.
Yeah, I just want to get through. So take a look around the prison, guys. You're going to see all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know why it phased us.
Those in our base, I have demos stream up, and it helps kind of follow.
Yep, it's just starting to take a look in the torture chambers here. You can see, and these are throughout Azeroth. You'll see them in a lot of different places, but you can see the blood on the spikes. And we can go underwater. It's just a cool little place that not many people know about, because there's really nothing out here for them.
Empower.
Yeah, when I was down here the other day, there was nothing. That explains it. It's just that it's a phase thing. So, lots of bodies. Underground torture chamber. Just a little pit stop on our way. I liked it better when this island was empty. I was down here with a level 30. It did not go well. And so, yeah, that's why I wasn't sure if there was anything here, because the other day there was nothing here. There's a Dr. Weevil. He arrived on the island with his flying machine, and he now resides in the largest house on the island.
This was part of the AQ thing, wasn't it?
Yep. I wonder if he's in here. I didn't. They're all minions of Weevil.
Empower.
I'm going upstairs in the big house. Dr. Weevil's here. I am gonna kill these. You guys can't see, but if you can see on my screen, you'll notice it. So yeah, it was a very deadly place back in the day because of trying to get here. There was nothing here, and now there's a lot here. But yeah, there's a lot of little details. Yeah, I don't know why we're phased. Last time I did this was on my Pally. I have never been out here before doing anything, so you can see his flying machine over there. But the underground torture chamber there was pretty damn cool. Alright, we're gonna head towards Feralis. Close to the Dire Maul entrance. Being we're all phased and nobody can see each other, hopefully we can see each other over there. hopefully it unphases us. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
It's like I can see everybody on the map.
I could just see Lamora, and I couldn't see him before, so
Okay,
Yeah, me and Calkin are together, but can't see anybody else.
Thanks for driving, Jimmy.
Of course, of course. I'll be chauffeur.
If nobody's aware of it, there is a hidden memorial inside Org, which we're not going to do. I'm not doing anything tonight that could risk in anyone being banned. Would we get banned for it? Probably not. I thought about taking my lock up there and summoning.
I have pictures.
Yeah, it involves jumping through walls, kind of.
Yeah, I had to
Like
go
any
into
good
the city.
exploit in the game.
It's pretty cool.
But it was a memorial to someone's father that he put in there. And it's pretty neat. It's a little secret room with a candle.
Oh shit, that's really cool.
I think we should all be okay once we get to the same area.
Jimmy, your pet is on a broomstick just
I-
following us.
Oh my
It's
God.
fucking
Same with
hilarious.
mine. They do that. They'll be on the ground
It's
if
so
you're on
fun.
the ground.
It's so cool, man. The fucking little cat with his little broom and his hat and green eyes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And for anyone who's ever bored and has the time, I didn't put it on our stop tonight. There is underwater in the Thousand Needles. There's the main ship that you can go on. You can get under there without skipping through walls or anything. There is going to be like a little joy room or a little break room where the goblins use. There's you know, half naked calendars, takeout. There's a whole bunch of shit, and it's just right underneath the boat. Just something to do. We're not going into Diamond Mall, guys. Going right out front. Right below where the R is, we all should meet each other. I'm gonna land on the ground right here. It's a little pit stop, guys, on our way. I'm waiting for everybody to get here. And that just ruined everything. Because what we needed to see is underneath him. So we have to wait until he disappears.
Sorry, he was.
It's alright.
Sorry.
I saw him angry. It's fine.
Okay.
So as soon as he disappears, guys, this is something that's really overlooked unless you're really looking into details as you're leveling. Many adventurers have overlooked it. You're going to see a cauldron underneath this guy. And you can take a really close look at what is in it.
Jimmy, in our face, walk forward. I want to see.
I don't want to kill the guy. Hold on.
He can see him. Hold on. Oh, we're still phased? What the fuck?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Walk him away, Jimmy, so they can see. Alright, so you guys who can see it, take a look at the guy in the cauldron. Notice the details on him. Notice the blood on his chest. Notice how famished he looks.
Oh, yeah.
It's just something a lot of people don't see unless you're really looking for details in the game. I hate that it phases.
It looks like an alien.
I am streaming, so since he disappears, guys, I'm gonna... If we get aggro again, run him out and kill him.
It is much more graphic than I would think that WoW would have, like boiling a human. I wonder if those that are phase drop, party, log out, log back in, and then join back. Would that potentially put us in the same one?
Are you guys all together?
Oh, I do. What is that, Alex? What is the name of that toy?
I don't know. I just looked for it. I don't think I have it.
It's the Jin Yi something knife. I have it too.
Power.
There we go. Awesome. Alright, guys, get off your mounts for a sec. Just so I can kind of show people more if anybody's watching the stream later. But, like, you can really, really zoom in on him. I think he's impaled, isn't he? Okay, everybody had a chance to see him? Do we want to try relogging and see if this helps the layer shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Same.
I was gonna say,
Should we all log out?
it looks like we were all back in the same phase besides Kalkin and Jimmy.
Yeah, me and Kalkin are logging out right now. We'll come right back in.
The only other way that I could think of tricking it is going into like a raid or something.
An instance, right?
Out.
Yep, that might definitely fix it. Soon we log back in. If it doesn't fix it,
It should be okay. It's nothing really that, I mean, well, I mean, overall, it's not going to affect it.
No, but I want to be with you guys. I don't want to be separate. It's fucked up. It's like an outsider.
Why do you want to hang out with me, Jimmy?
It's like an outsider. Some bullshit.
Alright, Whisper, INV.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I don't think that worked because I only see Jimmy here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're separate but equal, Jimmy.
All right, let's go into one of the dire malls. Well, for us to
I
get
don't
back
know
together,
if
right?
is that going to fix it when we go back out, though?
I don't know. How would you want to do it?
It's pretty pathetic.
Up to y'all.
Alright, guys, mount up. We're going to head south. You can still follow everybody on the mini-map.
Yep.
Hopefully when we all port again, it'll be fine.
Hope you don't mind if I slash follow.
Of course not.
We'll wait until everybody gets here. Sorry guys, I know it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, like Alex said, Blizzard can't handle more than fucking 7 people in a group. It's amazing. We don't raid like this. Everybody come up to the lake.
Oh, there you guys are. I see you now.
Are we all here?
Hey, we're back.
So a lot of people don't know about this either, guys. This is a very wealthy resort. If you come on in here, you can see who the head chef is for this fancy schmancy resort.
What can I do for you?
Gordon Ramsay.
Instead of Mr. Gordon Ramsay. It is Gordon Tramsey. There is, and you can interact with them here, but you can kind of see the resort staff if you've never been here. And I don't even know what's inside here or anything. Just more resort staff. This guy's hammering something. The fucking fish is fucking. This is the resort director apparently over here in this little hut. A lot of cool stuff on the outside, guys. Bitches working on their tans. People going for a swim. They have everybody here. It looks like they have goblins. They have human. They have orc, undead. These guys are waiting here at the minibar. They even have a place, if I can find it, there's a place where you can wash your mount, guys. Not for us, but for them. It's right over here. You can see them washing the riding menace. Yes, that's what he said. I forgot to tell you. That's what he says if you talk to Ramsey. Do you have what it takes to stay in my kitchen?
That's so good.
This is something I think they added around Kata. But it's a nice little place that a lot of people, unless you're really over here doing anything or flown over it, you never really bothered to stop and see it. And then they got their little boat. You can actually mouse over it.
I see y'all now.
Sweet.
Oh, these guys are over here having a picnic. Look at the takeout containers. Are those burgers on the table?
It looks like it, maybe, yeah.
Fish burgers.
Yeah, they are fish burgers.
Yeah, look at the bar. You can see the fish heads in them. They got a coconut drink.
That's awesome.
Oh, and if you want to see one of the calendars I'm talking about that's going to be underneath them, 1,000 Needles, take a look in this hut on the wall. They got a half-naked gnome there. Or goblin, rather.
Holy shit, that's fucking wild.
Apparently we can go in here.
Surprised she's not fruit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a fun little place that not many people know about.
It sucks that like there's no like like a hidden NPC or something you could talk to and get like free mount or something.
Nah, but there is a special one around here somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bikini transmog.
Oh, there he is.
This guy is dancing for this
Love
woman
the
laying
hair.
down. This one's doing the Macarena. There are flies around this guy?
There's flies everywhere.
I didn't see them at the other ones. Yeah, they are. Apparently their suntan lotion is attracting shit.
Yeah, he's there. He shit himself.
Oh, there he is. I found John. I found him.
Let's move on to the next stop. We are going to Tanaris.
Do you have RP walk toggled on?
No. Nope.
I had a.
We will, though.
Just dismount and remount.
Yeah, I had to go on a different mount. The broom just wasn't working. For that one area we were at, I believe people who find the damn camel statue in Oldham, I believe that it sends you there at some point. I think I read that. We're gonna go right to Gadget, guys. Alright guys, you can come to where I am and you can dismount actually.
I love the series music.
Yeah.
So, something cool here that a lot of people have not seen. There are multiple tracks. The one that I'm going to take you on is the longest. Take a look at the tracks on the ground. And if you follow them, you're going to see something really interesting. We didn't put these here. These are part of the game. We can actually
What's
turn
the
off
button
here.
to walk?
What's up?
It's right next to the number key. The
It's the
slash.
backslash key.
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet, thank you.
The fucking bass is fucking raw!
So yeah, this is a lot of paths here. This one, like I said, is the longest. There are other ones, but this is the one that we're sticking to. You can kind of see it going up the mountain. So we're just going to follow the tracks for a second. Probably a caravan, probably a little bit of everything going on here. This is like the main route that they take to a camp. Set your focus straight ahead of us. We see bones, probably one of the horse that was leading the caravan. And then right up here we're going to see some bodies. Did they die of starvation? Who knows? But from here you're going to kind of see that the tracks, there's less and less. So they lost their, they lost part of the caravan. guys brought out the camels. That's great.
It's so fucking good.
So, yep, so now we only have the 2 sets of tracks.
Empowered.
Until they're getting tired, the tracks. They're kind of staggering all over the place.
Empowered.
I'm not hearing the ambience. I do have it turned all the way up. Sometimes it shuts out.
Empowered.
So yeah, we don't know what killed those guys back there. Could have been anything. Take a look around.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Empowered.
Anybody else hear what he's hearing? Oh, it's music. Okay, I don't have my music turned all the way up. Let me see. Hang on a second. Nope, not hearing it.
Empowered.
Say it dipped real low. It's starting to turn back up.
Yeah. I had to turn it
Alright
all the way
guys,
down.
so we had 2 sets of tracks. It's about to turn into 1.
Oh.
Can still see his blade.
Empowered. Empowered.
Yeah, I do hear the music now. You can take off the RP walk. So, best guess is that they were heading to this camp up here
Empowered.
and never quite make it.
Empowered.
And there's the last guy, never quite made it. Just an interesting little tidbit. Yep, dehydration, who the hell knows? Alright, next part, guys, we are going to have Jimmy port us all to the Undercity. We're going to meet out front, though.
Come on, Proxy. Take the port. There you go.
We're going to meet out front, guys. This damn broom is doing that again.
It just did it to me as well. If you right-click the broom in the top right corner and then remount, it'll fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, tunnel's easiest.
I can't be on a big mountain here. I get stuck constantly.
Same.
It's horrible. Cat knows the deal, yo. Anytime you're on a torrent, forget it. You can't get through half the doorways.
Well, they're made for the undead, so all the doors and tables and shit is like half the size.
Yeah, really.
All the way out from you guys.
I'll be a second. I'm fucking lost. I haven't been to Undercity in
Yep, you're fine.
months.
And we're actually gonna dismount. Do me a favor, everybody. Turn down everything except ambience and your master volume. Turn your music all the way down. Everything up. So let's see. Master volume all the way up. Music, turn it off. Effects shouldn't matter. You can turn it probably at 25. Ambience all the way up. And we'll just wait for Bo to get here.
I am in the elevator.
Sweet.
And I'm phased. Am I?
Really?
We're right out. We're outside. There you are.
Oh, never
All
mind.
right, so turn on your walk keys, guys. Do me a favor. Turn music all the way down. Turn your ambience and your max volume all the way up. A lot of people do not realize that the ruins of Lordaeron are one of the most haunted places in WoW. Many of us have walked the path in here like countless times. There are ghosts all over here. Ever since they removed the Warlock spell to detect invisibility, you can no longer see anything, no potions work or anything like that. But there are ghosts all around us. But since the spell has been removed from the game, you will not be able to see them. But low levels that come in here in AoE will 100% be able to be killed. Yep. A lot of you guys know the history of the ruins of Lordaeron. And if you don't, you can look it up. It's pretty interesting. Everybody has their master volume all the way up?
Yep.
Okay.
This dude's like, what the fuck?
I was looking at him. Oh my goodness. He stopped real quick, like, what the fuck?
It's Halloween, buddy. Get over it.
So fucking good.
Alright, so guys, we are heading to the Broken Bell Tower. Come on in here and listen carefully. You're going to be able to hear the bell ringing. If you cannot, let me know. You should be able to hear the bells that rang upon Arthas' return home. Everybody hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to continue onward. This is the corridor that leads to the throne room. And listen carefully. You should be able to hear the cheers of the citizens as they welcome the prince home. This is where Arthas killed his father. I wish this pumpkin wasn't here, but it's not a big deal. Listen carefully. You're going to hear whispers. You can hear the whispers of Arthas and the king before he killed him. You may not be able to make it out. There are a lot of scripts online. I'm not going to talk so you can kind of make stuff out, but a little bit you can hear Arthas telling his father, you no longer have to bear the weight of your crown. I've taken care of everything. And the king says, what is this? What are you doing, my son? Arthas says, succeeding you, father. Let your eyes be closed. He says, the kingdom will fall, and from its ashes shall arise a new order that will shake the very foundations of the world. It's very hard to make out, but you can hear the whispers, the echoes. And if you turn around and look where the skull is, that's where the crown was knocked off his head, the bloody crown, when he killed his father. Yeah, it's really hard to make out if you don't know the whole script, but you can hear it. So it's a pretty interesting tidbit. It's a little bit louder now. Okay, so we can take off our RP walk. We are going to head inside the Undercity real quick. Another thing that gets drastically overlooked. Do we have any undead here tonight that can see Forsaken?
I can go get one.
I was just saying I should have brought Robin.
Actually, I think my mage is here, so hang on a sec. We're gonna head over to the apothecarium. I'll meet you, like, right at the entrance there. And I can actually lock it. We're gonna meet right here. We're not going down there yet. I have my mage here, actually, I think. I think she's still here. Jimmy's got assist, he needs to invite me. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, I don't see the little crown next to his name.
He did have it. Oh, he logged off. Hang on. Alright, just drop group for a second. Whisper this character I envy. I did give him assist earlier, but then he changed. It's 5, 6. 7, 8. Who are we missing?
Epi.
Alright, is everybody out here?
Where's Aston?
Alright, there's 9. Alright, so we're gonna head down here, guys. A lot of people, and again, another area that's vastly overlooked. The Apothecarium. This is the main laboratory for the Royal Apothecary Society, founded by Sylvanus. The society has the primary goal of creating a new, more lethal plague to use against their enemies. The cruel experiments on living subjects are a key part of their research and development, located in the depths of the Undercity. So, take a close look around, guys. Look at this table.
Doctor is in.
Take a look at the guy's face, not just the hand stabbed right next to him. Zoom in on it. You can see his eye moving.
That's cool.
We have a body here without a head. They're doing all kinds of shady shit down here.
I'm not sure if it was the exact same thing, but I think I saw this model in like the courtyard of outside. Yeah.
They've got body parts hanging from chains. Another one of those models with the head, with the eyes moving. A lot of creepy stuff going on, but that's not even the creepiest, guys. Come on in here. Take a look here. We have humans in cages, dwarfs. The women will scream and beg for help. Apothecary Keever right here. And the reason I wanted to go undead so I could read this to you. He does a lot of experience, and we're here just in time. There's going to be a male that gets summoned in this cage, guys. Any second now. So we're going to watch him experiment. He says, it would seem Keever needs a new subject. If that fool Abernathy keeps taking Keever's subjects, Keever, he talks about himself, may have to have a word with him. Ah, there we go. There's the male right there. Keever must try this vial and see if it works. He forces the fluid down the man's throat. Guy turns into a toad. Not what Keever was hoping for. Keever may have added too much earth root. Let's see if the second serum will do what Keever needs. So he feeds the toad some of the strange liquid. He's now a squirrel. Obviously, he's disappointed. Well, that is just not right. The creature's far too small. Let us see what Keever's third batch will do. He feeds the squirrel some of the liquid. We now have a rabbit.
Like a magic show.
He pokes the skittish rabbit. Keever is unhappy with this. Perhaps if Keever were to try a larger dose, this may fix that dilemma. He grabs the rabbit and pours the fluid down its throat and then sets it back inside the cage. We now have a sheep. What is this? Did Keeper ask for a sheep? Keeper wanted a weapon of great power, and all he got was a sheep. Keeper's very disappointed. He pokes the sheep repeatedly. Sheep just exploded. Keeper is most pleased. You used to be able to hear the women screaming for help. Kind of similar to Thaddeus. But the only way to hear what he's saying is to understand Forsaken. So, that is the Apothecarium. Again, a lot of people overlook it. One more spot in here we want to show you. So we're going to go back up. Give Jimmy back leave just so I can log back over in a second. Alright, so mount up when we get here. And we're gonna head over to the everybody up here. Look for the skull. She's over here right now. Meet Teresa. She is one of the experiments. She was made by Gerard Abernathy, who removed parts of her brain. She's now seen delivering items between Father Lancaster and Gerard. And they have nice little conversations about her. But if you take a close look, she is blindfolded. He calls her his pet. She says, "My lord, from Father Lancaster." And Gerard says, "Why, thank you, my pet." So she's just one of the experiments that walks around. Alright, we're going to head outside of the Undercity again.
Take the tunnel out. It's easier.
And I did give Jimmy assist that time so he can do it for me. We're just going to head outside the Undercity.
I was gonna say, I think Teresa's actually based off a book. I just can't remember the book's name. Fuck is this tunnel? God damn it!
I started following someone into the tunnel and then I got lost.
I found it.
It's wild. I've been to Undercity for the past 15 years. Did not know that tunnel.
I get lost everywhere. Put a nipple on my head again. Alright guys, so first things first, if you adjust your settings, Tirisfal is known for a mysterious heartbeat. It is very faint. It just depends on your speakers whether or not you can hear it. There's a heartbeat coming from underneath the zone. There's someone or something buried deep beneath the soil of this land. Someone suspected at one point it could possibly be one of the old gods. Blizzard was asked about it, and their reply was, there is something incredibly unsettling there, but it is not an old god. It is recommended that you do not go digging through the glades, though. I don't know if you guys can hear it. If you turn it up, it just really depends on your headsets. So we're gonna head over this way real quick. I thought we were missing somebody. Nope, it's just my mage. Yeah, I can hear. I don't know if everybody else can. It's extremely creepy.
I thought that was my wings flapping that I was hearing.
I'll wait for everybody. I'm just heading over towards Balnir.
Wait, that wasn't the wings clapping? That was the heartbeat? That's crazy. That's what I thought it was too.
Empower.
Killing needs to get us out of our way. Okay, guys. Everybody here? Waiting for everybody? Waiting on Epi. Epi looks like he's behind.
Yeah, sorry, I'm multitasking.
Oh, you're fine. Guys, you are all familiar with Invincible. If you are not, Invincible was given as a gift to Prince Arthas on his 9th birthday. Invincible was a noble steed. He was trained by Arthas, and he formed a lifelong bond with the prince. However, fate was not kind. Years later, Arthas raced against a blizzard, attempting to seek shelter at this very farmstead. Misjudging a jump, Invincible fell to the ground, shattering both of his front legs. Unable to heal his noble steed, Arthas was forced to kill it in order to end its suffering. Racked with guilt, Arthas buried the invincible steed outside the farm where the horse was born. The memorial plaque, go ahead and read it. Beloved steed of Prince Arthas, loyal and great of heart and life, may you find peace in death. Pure streams and green pastures, devoted friend. Years later, guys, after falling to the scourge and being risen as a death knight, Arthas returned to the grave once more, resurrecting the corpse of his boyhood steed. At last, they were reunited. For all the atrocities he committed as the Lich King, Arthas's unwavering love for the Invincible stands testament to at least some sliver of his humanity that remained in undeath. Pretty cool, huh? For those that didn't know anything about Invincible.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was nuts.
Next stop, guys, we are going west.
If he's truly invincible, how come I can see him?
Because he's special. Not that kind of special, like Bobo special. Alright, guys, we're heading west. Do many of us have underwater breathing, by the way? What classes do we have? I don't know. Take a dip down, though. Welcome to Stillwater Pond. Before the plague of the undeath, it was a popular site for picnics by the inhabitants of the glades, and the pond offered swimming opportunities for children who were not yet old enough to test their skills in the much larger and deeper Brightwater Lake. Now a thick fog hangs over the pond. Marrow petals grow at the bottom of the pond, and stillwater lilies growing around the edges. It has become infested with giant flesh-eating tadpoles thanks to the irresponsible chemical disposal courtesy of the Royal Apothecary Society. Take a look at the fish, guys. They're not actually fish. They're just bones.
Yeah, that shit's pretty cool. Wow.
That is insane.
And there's not much down here. The marrow petals, I couldn't find any real lore on them. Marrow, maybe bone marrow, who the fuck knows? But I don't remember seeing any other body of water in the game with with fish skeletons.
No.
Alright, next stop, guys. We're going north to the mills. This was back in Classic. Nothing really anymore is very difficult, but back in Classic, this place was a bitch. It was so easy to get killed here if you didn't have a party. So take a look around, guys. Look at the silos and everything, and a little bit of history for you. This is the Agamon family mills. There is a crypt below. The Agamons were the most prosperous family in Tearsfall Glades. They own the largest farming area, Agamon Mills, which is located northwest of Brill, which is where we are. Back in its day, this farmland used to house more than a dozen windmills, plotted lands vast enough to sustain an entire kingdom, and hundreds of workers. Now the area is full of haunted, rotted windmills and long abandoned shacks. What they would like us to believe is that when the Scourge attacked Lordaeron, the Agamon family had stayed put and defended their home valiantly. The reality is that they hid behind locked doors while their farmhands defended their property. The Scourge quickly overran the mills, killed everyone, turning them into undead. A few were able to break free from the curse, and the ones that could ended up taking refuge in Brill, patiently waiting for the day to take revenge on their former bosses. In Brill, there is one restless Forsaken that was plotting on taking revenge. His name is Coleman. He used to work in the mills as a farmhand, and much like his fellow workers, his fate was sealed when the Agamons ordered him to defend their home. He clearly did not forgive the Agamons, and he now hosts a series of quests that sends travelers to these mills to bring him back the remains of the Agamons as well as their family heirlooms. Has anyone not quested in this area before? Because you can find them all around here. They're all scattered around here. But this area was a nightmare to quest in. Adeline, Agamon right here. They're scattered all over.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them, right?
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, there's like 2 that like hang out over here, and 1 that hangs out in the big farmhouse, and like.
This zone was really cool. I mean, this area specifically, because I remember Nixium was talking about this on his channel about a couple months ago.
It's a really cool place. The quest that led you here, and there is the crypt here. There's nothing fantastic about that at all.
Gregor and Thurman are both over here.
Oh, thanks, guys. And you can turn your music back up, guys. It's pretty creepy in this zone. I'm going to turn mine back up a little bit quick. Keep your ambiance up, though. Bless you. Alright, guys. Pony up. I'm running slow again. I'm sick of this mount. Everybody mounted? guys. We have a crashed flying machine, a gnome machine. We have a dead gnome. Nothing too fascinating, but it gets creepier. Come on back up. And the story continues. On shore here, we have a fisherman, a dead fisherman with some very live bait. There is no story for what happened here, but you know WoW players? WoW players will be WoW players, and they come up with things for these things where there is no lore. Is it possible that the dead gnome obviously knew something that he shouldn't have? The one in the lake. He wasn't alone in the plane. They suspect his partner was tasked with ensuring he never talked. Both gnomes took off in a plane from an alleged mission pointing north to the Plague Lands. Our unfortunate friend beneath the lake got a knife in the back, but he didn't go down quietly and managed to bring the plane down as well. The murdering partner swims out of a lake and makes it to shore, only to see a stunned orc fishing in the lake. The orc tries to run, but is stabbed in the back and bleeds out on the beach. It's another instance in WoW, like I said, where there is no storyline or lore behind it, but the community does its best to explain things. Yes, because he was very short. He got stabbed in the ass by the gnome that escaped. What happened to the killer? He might have gone off somewhere and gotten a freaking medal. We have no idea. So this is one of those things that people just come up with stories for. But you can see the rod in his hand. Poor guy. Okay, mount up. We are going south. We are not going to sit here very, very long, guys, but I'm going to explain the gist of it if you have never seen this, and I'm going to share screenshots. I've seen it twice. This is a mysterious ring of giant mushrooms, faintly glowing with some sort of strange energy. A cloud of mist hovers over the circle, and the circle sits, glowing and otherwise unremarkable for hours on end. But every now and again, the fairy dragons begin to appear one by one and fly erratically in the area over the mushroom ring. Over time, 7 of them will fade in, and you'll see them, and the time is really unpredictable. We really just missed it, and it's on, I think, a 6-hour timer. I strongly suggest coming back here to see it for yourself. They will converge on the ring, all 7 of them. They will begin to sing. As they sing, beams of light shine from each darter, converging on the center of the mushroom ring. Other animals of the glen will come to watch. They're curious about the lights and sounds, no doubt, and just as suddenly as the mysterious ritual starts, it stops. The darters slowly fly away and fade out. The fawns wander off. It lasts about 3 minutes. I'm going to post screenshots for you.
Yeah, it's very cool.
If I can find the screenshots, where the hell did I put it? Jimmy may have to post it. I don't know where the hell mine are. I have too much stuff on my desktop. And there are videos of it as well, guys. How many fade do we see? 1, 2. This is something that takes a while. Earlier today it happened, I think about 1 o'clock. You can take a look at Fridays.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have better ones. Hang on.
I'm sorry, mine wasn't good.
No, I have better ones.
Oh shit!
That's what
Yeah.
it looks like, and
Dramatic
there's great
effect.
music.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
And in the last one, you can see how all the animals of the forest come. I strongly suggest if you have nothing to do one day that you come here and watch it. It is a wonderful event.
If you come here and you see 7 of these fairies, you know it's going to happen.
It could take 40 minutes from there, but yeah, it is a really fun event, guys, that not many people knew about. They do change it later where it'll occur 4 times per hour. But while we're sitting here, let me turn down my music for just a second. Okay, what we're going to find out later, guys, right now, we are not aware of it, but later in Legion, we are going to find that beneath the lake is the tomb of Tyr. Tyr was a Titan Forge keeper. This motherfucker in the background. Hold on.
Shelter your weak, your young, and your old. Each of you shall pay the final sum. Cry for mercy. The reckoning has come.
So like I said, Tomb of Tyr. He was a Titan Forge keeper and the mightiest of the Titanic Watchers. We're going to learn later more about the battle that led to his demise. You can actually see videos of it if you don't remember it from Legion, as well as the secret order of the Paladins, known as the Tyr's Guard. They were sworn to protect his final resting place below the lake, which will later on be known as Tyr's Fall. For those that did not know it, the name Tirisfal comes from the Vrykul words for Tyr's Fall, as it is a place where the Titan Keeper Tyr died. In World of Warcraft lore, Tyr sacrifices his own life in the area, now known as Tirisfal Glades. So in Vrykul, Tirisfal means Tyr's Fall. This whole area was named after Tyr. So it's a pretty unknown fact, but it's pretty cool for those that did not go through Legion. I'm trying to see how many of these Fae we have. We can take a quick break if you guys want. Let's take a 10-minute break. 10 minutes good for everybody? And who knows, maybe we get lucky and these fuckers spawn. But I definitely recommend coming back here, guys, and checking it occasionally. If all 7 are up, park yourselves and wait. Alright, I put up a timer for 10. I'll be right back.
The sky is dark. The fire burns. You strive in vain as fate's wheel turns. consumes. You've tried and failed. Let there be no doubt. Justice prevailed!
Let's see who's back and who's not. There. know Epi had to leave. And the same goes for anyone else. If you have stuff to do or if it's getting too late, absolutely let us know. It's fine. Everybody's here. We are going to head over to Eastern Plaguelands.
Are we taking the Zap?
Are we what?
Taking the Zeppelin?
No. Nope. We're just going over to Eastern Plaguelands.
Sorry, I miss. I thought it was Eastern Kingdom.
Oh, no, you're fine. We're going to stay on this continent. How many of us played Classic all the way through, even an original vanilla?
I mean, I had tunes back in the day, but I didn't like play through it. I like think I got to like level 20 and stuff.
I gotcha. Okay, so. Yeah, with Cataclysm came a whole bunch of shit removed from the game, sadly. There is a mountain range somewhere in Stone Talon. I think it's by Webwinder Path, somewhere around there. It used to be there. I looked for hours the other day. I cannot find it any longer. Maybe I'm just blind. There is a mountain somewhere out there, and there's a couple other in the game, but the one that makes this unique is it has the words help written on it, and then there's a mountain range just south of it with the word help spelled backwards. It's like mirrored. I tried to find that for you guys, and I just, ever since the shattering, so much shit is destroyed. So if anyone does find that, let me know. We're gonna land right here whenever he's here. Chubba Bubba. Hi, buddy. You know, he's shitting his pants right now. I'll wait till everybody's here. Hi, Chubba Bubba. Guys, if you did not play Classic, this is one of the epic quest lines. And it was known as the Battle of Darrowshire. It was one of the first quest back in the day that you actually needed a raid group to complete. So we have Pamela Redpath here. She is a ghost. I don't know how many have done this, so I'm going to go through it. Here is the town that they used to live in. All sorts of abandoned buildings. So hang tight and I'll tell you what it was about in case you never did this quest line, because it was absolutely fantastic. Back in Classic, the Battle of Darrowshire was one of the best quests in game, and it required a raid group to complete it. It was removed in patch 4.0.3, and like everything else, they made it something really simple where you could pretty much do it solo. The entire epic quest line is one filled with tragedy and sorrow, focused around the Battle of Darrowshire. The tale told by Pamela, the ghost over there. We were tasked with finding out what happened to her by her aunt or her sister. You could start this quest in one of two places. Either way, it ended up being the same spot you were sent to Pamela. Her aunt, Marlena Redpath, explains to us that she had instructed Pamela to hide when the battle began. When we arrive at the location, we learn that Pamela didn't make it. She was killed in the conflict, along with many other residents. While speaking to her, we learn how lonely she is. She waits for her father, Joseph, who hasn't returned, and she is scared, and she's missing her doll. First step on the quest, really, we are tasked with finding her doll scattered amongst the ruins here. You have to find the head and then the left part of the body and the right part of the body, and every time you loot it, a ghost pops out. Nothing major there. But we learned through this quest line that Joseph was killed in the battle, and his spirit was corrupted by Marduk Blackpool. He took a new shape, and he spread great evil throughout Lordaeron, slaughtering anyone that remained. The corrupted Joseph was later defeated at Garen's Withering by Alliance forces. That is the field to the west, over in Western Plaguelands, the last one you hit before crossing over into Eastern. Back in Classic, there was still a shield there that you could see. It was constantly glowing, even after you completed the quest. So we find the doll, and then we're sent back to Aunt Marlene, who is hoping that through some magic, maybe we can change the fate of what happened to Joseph Redpath. She asks us to locate his wedding ring in one of the graves outside in the Western Plaguelands. It's no longer there, by the way. She explains that his body isn't there, that it was trampled and destroyed years ago, but that under the monument is the wedding ring. Upon retrieving the wedding ring, we are sent to Chromie. Chromie is described as a strange gnome with very strange powers. Chromie was found to be staying in the ruined inn at the northwest corner of Anderhall. So we find Chromie upstairs in the inn. She examines the wedding ring, sharing how it was once on the hand of a great man, but that there was so much tragedy in that man's past. She explains that it's far too late to help him now, but perhaps we can save him in the past. In order to do so, we must first discover his past, which is documented in the Annals of Darrowshire, a book that is being kept in the City Hall of Anderhall. Chromie is hoping that if we can learn his fate, we might be able to change it. So we were tasked with going through Anderhall, which was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare at that level. But after retrieving the book, Chromie reads Joseph's story. She hopes that through her magic, she may be able to change the outcome of what happened. She reads that during the battle, Joseph was corrupted and joined the ranks of the Scourge, and then betrayed the Defenders. So, reading the book tells us Darrowshire, named from the Darrowmere Lake to its west, is a village tucked into the southern foothills of Lordaeron. Known for humble yet hard-working residents, Darrowshire stayed in the background of Lordaeron history until the Second War. Heroes were made during that war, and heroes were lost. The Battle of Darrowshire took place in the middle of the Second War, when Scourge forces rampaged across Lordaeron. Darrowshire was completely cut off from the bulk of the Alliance forces, but the town was bolstered by a company of troops. A contingent of paladins of the Silver Hand and a staunch group of local militia led by Captain Joseph Redpath. The Scourge's first... What the hell? I'm sorry, I'm seeing something run across my screen. The Scourge's first assaults on Darrowshire were sparse. Small groups of marauding skeletons and corpses wandered the outskirts of the village, and they were repelled. But the Scourge were not balked by the Defenders' tenacity and responded in kind. Soon after the first wave of attacks, a second wave emerged. Champion ghouls, servants of the ghoul lord Horgus, screamed down from the hills and clashed the Darrowshire defenders. The defenders were weakened, but were relieved by paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. Their leader, Davil Crockford, was a native of Darrowshire. He brought his followers to the village when he heard of the impending attack, and together with the defenders, they held back the servants of Horgus. When Horgus himself entered the battle, he met with Davil. For many minutes they fought, and Davil eventually prevailed, but he suffered a mortal wound and died after defeating the ghoul lord Horgus. The battle continued, and Redpath led his militia bravely, and he might have won had the captain not been corrupted by the Death Knight Marduk the Black. In the middle of the fray, Marduk rode up to Redpath. With his black magic, he tore loose Redpath's spirit, twisting it into an evil shadow of the brave captain. The corrupted Captain Redpath then spread his evil taint among the defenders of Darrowshire, who betrayed their allies and slaughtered them. They then turned on the town of Darrowshire and killed all of those who hid in their homes. That may or may not have included his own daughter, because it wasn't really him at the time. Chromie then says that through her magic, the book has now gained pages at its end. And it extends beyond just the history of the battle. She speaks of the addition of Carlin Redpath. He was Marlene's husband, Pamela's uncle. She adds it to his chapters, who survived Joseph's betrayal. We are instructed to bring the book to Carlin at Light's Hope. Upon reading the new entries, Carlin sends us to retrieve lost relics from the battle. Upon retrieving these relics, he sends us back to Chromie, and she casts a powerful spell on the relics, one that will raise the spirits of Darrowshire, in hopes that with the spell and a little luck, we can still save Joseph Redpath's corrupted soul. So from that point in the quest, we are instructed to bring the bundle of relics to Darrowshire and place it right here where we are standing. And this is where things really got good. If anyone did this and remembers it, it was an epic fight. We were able to witness and take part in this epic battle that took place, and if we were successful, we could change the outcome. We are told the Devil must survive beyond the death of Horgus, and that Joseph must survive long enough to be corrupted, and then we must defeat him. After defeating Joseph, his spirit would be saved. And once we've completed the task, we return to little Pamela. And so we did, successfully. It wasn't without a lot of deaths if anyone did it in the past, but once you did it, it was done. But for those that did not stick around long enough after it was done and just got their reward, we return to little Pamela. She joyfully shouts, "The fighting's over. I heard my daddy whisper to me. He scared away all the ghosts and he's coming home. I'm so happy." And then we're given a key to the chest out back for our reward. But if you stuck around long enough for a little bit and waited behind the ruined house, you could witness the reunion between Pamela and her father. Joseph says to Pamela, "Are you there, honey?" And she goes, Daddy, you're back. Let's go play." "No, tell me a story, Daddy." "No, let's go pick flowers and play tea time. I found my dolly, did I tell you?" "I missed you so much, Daddy." He says, "I missed you too, honey, and I'm finally home." And they both despawn. It was a nice little cutscene if you never saw it, but a little more history. In the dungeon, the Culling of Stratholme, the Redpath family appears as NPCs in an inn staying on the second floor just outside of the city gates. Marlene, Joseph, Carlin, Pamela, all of them are present, along with her dolly. Who has completed this quest back in Classic? Yeah, it took a long while. It really was an epic quest, guys. You honestly had to keep the one guy alive by fighting off all these things. Like, what's going on over here? Okay. And this is part of what took place, except there was a lot more. You weren't doing this with one or two people at the level. And people died and they had to run back, but you can kind of witness what's going on here. Eventually you're going to see Horgus and Dable. We might even get to see Joseph. I wouldn't tag anything, guys, because we might mess up what they're doing.
I love this guy. Came over to us, looked at what we were doing, went okay, went about his day, and then now we're watching him.
There was so many more mobs back in the day. They came from everywhere.
Victory or death.
It's just amusing that he's able to solo it. You can see Dable, Lightfire. There's Horgus. He's fighting him right now. So we basically went back in time to do this quest, so to speak. We got to see everything that happened. Another epic quest, if anybody remembers, it's over... Jesus, was it at the Mayor's Stead? That was another one that took a raid group. They do, and people talked about it. It's very hard on the classic servers to get it done because nobody's doing it, and obviously you weren't doing it solo like you can now. You can see Red Path. They did, and that's one of the problems right now too, is that a lot of people honestly just rush through content. They don't bother to read anything anymore. Like I'm guilty of it too, especially with MOP, because I've done it all in the past, and this time around I kind of just flew through it. But there's so much you miss, and you know, even with the hopefully future expansions that we're getting later, it does pay to kind of slow down and read some of the what's going on.
So is the fight like drastically different than what we're seeing now, or is it pretty much the same?
There was a lot more going on, and it's similar, but there was just a lot more. You had to have people stationed in every single area because it was an elite quest. Yeah, now it's not. Now it's just honestly you can one-shot stuff. So, I mean, this quest ends up now, or even back then, with us putting the corrupted Red Path down to kind of save his soul, because back in the day, he just went off and did his own thing and killed everybody. But if you're on a classic server and you can get people to do it, it's a really, really, really fun quest. Alright, Red Path died. And he respawned as the corrupted, and he's going to put him down. So he cannot wander all over. Pretty cool. Alright, so mount up for a second. Make sure your ambience is all the way up. We're going to come over here to the Darrowshire hunting grounds. Dismount. You can turn your effects down probably. If you notice, this is, you can see the ghosts of animals here. The area is the former hunting ground for the residents of Darrowshire before the battle destroyed it. Once populated by wildlife, all that remains now are their spirits. If you turn up your ambience on the master volume, you will be able to hear gunshots in the area and witness various wildlife falling to the ground, still being hunted by the ghosts that forever wander in Darrowshire.
I was fully zoomed in, staring at the deer.
Yep, and if you're standing right by it, the gunshots are louder, so if you can find one to stand by.
That was great. I
There's
see you
usually
looking
a
at it.
lot. There's bunnies, there's deer. They respawn very quickly. Here's a dead squirrel, well, an undead squirrel, we'll call it. And it's all random when the gunshots come out, but it's really loud if you're right by the animal when it dies. Did you hear that? And he falls over. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I could not find anything on this anywhere. I wandered up here the other day, just fucking around, and I was like, what is that? Who's shooting? And then I saw the bunny fall over, and then the deer fall over, and I was like, holy crap. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright. We are going to head over to Hillspread Foothills. But if you have characters on Classic and you can get people to do it, it's just such... It's one of my favorite... One of them. There's quite a few quests that just bring back so many memories. Lamore's head now, guys. He wasn't feeling well. Feel better? I'll wait till everybody's here. Missing a few still. All good. You guys can dismount, it'll make it easier. Waiting on both flex. And we're good.
Almost there.
You're fine. I hear crickets in game.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody dismounted. I want you to take a look inside this tree stump. Take a really close look. Everybody sees the remains of the skeleton with the doll. Dolls are always so creepy. So there is no storyline or lore that explains any of this. And it is something that once again was left up to speculation. Was she hiding from someone or something? Did she climb into the rotting tree that was once present here and fall into a crevice, unable to get out, and then starve to death with only her doll to keep her company? Nobody knows. But it's something that many people just walk by and they never even notice. One of the many things in WoW. No, I didn't try and press her. I should probably come back as an undead. Alright, mount up. Oh, my broom's actually working. All you guys that played Classic in the past, most of you probably remember the once peaceful place we knew as the Hillsbrad Fields. And remember the Battle of Hillsbrad Quest. That we had to constantly run back and forth to here and kill the farmers. This one, the magistrate, this one, that one.
Holy shit, yes.
So a lot of people who did not do this quest the second time around, they probably don't even realize this is here now. If you remember, if you were on a PvP server, holy shit, these mobs, the farmers, were friendly to the Alliance, so we used to get ganked by rogues. Cataclysm, the Shattering, changed everything. It has been transformed into a prisoner's camp by the undead. Before the town was taken, some of the former human farmers and residents of Hillsbrad Fields fled to escape the fighting. Some of them venture east into Harathi. They never made it and were slaughtered before they could reach the wall. After the Forsaken war machine was able to conquer the area, the humans who stayed to defend the town and survived the onslaught were taken as prisoners of war and were forced by the Forsaken to work in the fields under horrible conditions. They grew mushrooms that used to be used for toxins. Many human workers began to disappear over time, and reports of ghouls moving about the camp began to circulate. Under Warden Stillwater, the former residents of Hillsbrad Fields were being used in experiments, here we go again with the experiments, by the Forsaken to create a new breed of loyal, zombie-like slaves. These experiments weren't limited to just humans, but other Forsaken as well. The punishment for experimenting on other Forsaken would be true death, which is why Warden Stillwater wanted to do everything in his power to destroy any evidence that the experiments were even performed at the sludge fields. So, I'm going to show you this quest first. I did this part on other characters, but kill these guys here.
Empowered.
I want you to be able to see. If you can zoom in and see, can everybody see the human seedlings right here?
Empowered.
Is there anybody who cannot see them? I just want to make sure we're not phased. There's a quest here that eventually leads you to this shovel here. And it is called Do the Right Thing. You have come up on a horrific scene. Someone or something has buried all these humans up to their neck in a manner consistent with planting. The ghouls, which are seemingly tending the field of the human seedlings, periodically jump to the nearest human and devour its head. You can end this right here and now. Take this shovel and, quote-unquote, save the humans. Do the right thing. I have my shovel. Come over here to this seedling. I have a couple options what I can do. I can rescue him by right-clicking him. Come to this one. Or I can smash his fucking head in and cover you all with blood.
It's great.
And obviously, you know, some people did the right thing, but other people just had fun smacking. So if you haven't done it, the quest, it's not too long of a quest thing to start here. But it was removed later, I think, on Chinese servers because it was considered too dark. Because we're honestly given the choice to save them. We can either save them by picking them up out of the ground or smashing in their heads. And somewhere around here, man up for a sec. I have to find where he is. We are going to see what remains of one of the... I think he's over here. Come look at this guy over here and tell me if you recognize his name, all you classic players. Remember, we were sent in the battle originally to kill Farmer Ray, Farmer Getz, Farmer Kalava. He is now... he is now one being. You can see the blacksmith over here. So this is the kind of experiments they did. Even Clerk Horace is around. So, a journal from Clerk Horace Whitestead, if you guys remember him, details the events of what transpired in the sludge fields. And by many, because of how dark this area is now, it is being called the Auschwitz of Azeroth, because of how closely it resembles concentration camps. So I'm going to read you parts of the journal that once you do this quest, if you ever have, you'd see in the game. Day 12. We just received word that South Shore has been lost. The Forsaken war machine is too powerful. We are no match for their chemical weapons. I will attempt, however, to keep this journal updated. I must record these atrocities for posterity. Day 16. Many of the farmers and residents of the Hillsbrad fled. Some attempted to venture east to the Arathi Highlands. They never made it, slaughtered before they reached Thoradin's Wall. Many went north to seek refuge in Silver Pine Forest. They walked right into the heart of enemy territory. Insane, I know, but they claimed that the Worgen are on our side. Last I heard, they made it to Fenrisile. We lost contact with them after that. Worgen, could it be true? Day 19. We knew our time was limited. We evacuated everyone that we could, but Burnside said that he would stay and go down with Hillsbrad. We all agreed to stand by his side. Magistrate Burnside, Citizen Wilkes, Blacksmith Barrington, and the farmers Getz, Kalaba, and Ray remain here, as well as a few dozen farmhands. Day 20. The Hillsbrad fields are no more. Those that did not flee were captured. The Forsaken have declared us all prisoners of war. We are to be laborers at their new plantation. Day 25. They incinerated our farms and made us watch. Construction begins tomorrow. Day 40. Construction of their plantation is nearly complete. This place resembles no farm or plantation I've ever seen. Day 41. The warden of the plantation, Stillwater, arrived today. He lined us all up and gave us medical examinations. Nobody knows what's going on. Day 45. We've started laboring in the sludge fields. They grow poisonous mushrooms and fetid water and muck. Day 50. I hear screams coming from the warden's manor. People are starting to disappear. Day 52. I overheard some guards talking about the farmers Ray Getz and Kalaba. Something terrible has happened to them. Of this I am certain. Day 60. Those of us that remain are scared for our lives. Some of the farmers claim to have seen ghouls running amok at night. Day 61. A strange turn of events today. A master apothecary from Tarn Mill arrived. From what little information I'm able to gather, he is here to supervise the operations. Lydon is his name. Day 62. Master Apothecary Lydon was dragged away by Stillwater's guards. He was yelling and screaming that the Dark Lady would have Stillwater's head for this. What is he talking about, I wonder? Day 63. I saw them take away Burnside and Barrington last night. I can only assume that I'm next. And then the rest of the journal is filled with incoherent scribble. We can only assume that that means they started testing on him. So it's pretty interesting if you've never read the journal that you get, but all the NPCs, the blacksmith, they're all around here. Over here is the Magistrate Burnside. But it is pretty fun whacking him over the head with a shovel. I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie.
It's fucking hilarious.
So if you do have a person that can do any of these quests, do the quests in this zone because they lead to here, and it's a lot of fun. Alright, so mount up. We are going southwest. Not many people come out here. There really hasn't been a reason to come out here to Purgation Isle. So a little bit of history on this place. Before Cataclysm, the island, it is in the shape of a towering spiral. It still is. It used to be occupied by max-level elite spirits, unable to find peace in death. It contains a cemetery and a room scout tower. It is known for its history of being a place of exile from the church. A two-headed ogre necromancer named Cormac raised the spirits of Purgation Isle to torment them as one of his first acts of necromancy. It was haunted by ghosts of renegade paladins, monks, mages, and priests that were condemned. It seems that Cormac delighted in summoning forth the souls of the banished dead. He then later decided to enroll at Scholomance to further his studies and quickly became one of Ras Frostwhisper's servants. So we can go in here. I don't think they're elite anymore, but it does, if you follow the path up. This used to be filled with, if anybody does remember, it used to be filled with the ghosts of paladins and everything else. It was a lot of fun. They were all elite. You didn't dare come here to kill anything unless you were higher level. So it's still in the shape of a spiral. And we're going up to the tower. But yeah, there's nothing here anymore, but it's just a little bit of history. But if you can find old videos or screenshots, you'll see the ghosts and everything that there was to see back in the day. I don't know, is the graveyard still here? Have we found a graveyard? Oh, yep. This looks like a graveyard. It looks like the entrance to a graveyard. They might have removed the graves. But it's pretty neat. Next stop. Give me a second. Let me see where we're going. Alright, so we're going to head over to Dunmorrow. We'll have to follow the land, otherwise you're going to get exhaustion or fatigue or whatever. I put a sign on my front door that I'm out of candy because I didn't feel like the doorbell going off 100 times. Fucking horrible, I know.
I fucking love that.
The dog just goes nuts when anyone's there. I mean, he's friendly as hell, but just barking, and I wasn't in the mood to hear it, so I turned off all the ring alerts.
That's our dog. We put a bowl of candy out there, otherwise she'd be barking every 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys something pretty fun next that not many people have ever stumbled upon. We're getting there, guys.
I'm fucking loving this.
Yep. Me too.
This is fucking good shit.
Yeah, just a night off of raiding, you know, learn some history.
There's so many Easter eggs in the game. I mean, you know, the tram that leads from Stormwind to Ironforge, you know, you can get in the aquarium.
You can swim in the aquarium, man. How cool is that?
You can visit with Nessie. You're not supposed to be able to. Again, it's an exploit. But being I was streaming, I didn't want to do anything that could get me reported. Would they report? Probably not. I mean, millions of people have done it. They just made shit harder to get into. For those that ever played Alliance, and I didn't put it on our map of things to do, but I don't know if you're aware, Old Ironforge, being able to exploit your way in there, it's now open since Kata. You can actually go down there and see how the king was turned to diamond.
Yes, that is pretty cool, actually.
You just go into the throne room,
Holy
hang
shit.
a quick left, and you can follow it downstairs. I had no idea they had opened it. I went in there this week and was looking at it, and it's pretty neat. It heads down further and down further. It's just, you know, it's a lot of cool shit.
Half the time,
And-
I've just had my interface turned off, and I've been just looking around,
Yep.
looking at how beautiful this game is.
There's so much, and especially before flying, that came, you know, there's so much that you couldn't get to, like the old Ironforge airport. there was a way to scale the wall. We all did it back in the day, but I mean, there's just so much now that we can fly you can actually get to that you couldn't. And we're gonna go to a few places tonight like that.
Am I crazy, or did you remember like a documentary or something where they explained where after they introduced flying, they had to like add rooftop models for things because they didn't have it to save space initially?
It wouldn't surprise me. I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up and then we'll head there. I mean, most of the time, a lot of the shit that we saw was only when we were taking flight paths all over the place, remember? Alright, so we're gonna head down here to this little camp. Fun fact, the black bear does not share an ID with any other mobs in-game. You can see there's one here, and the cubs. Come over here. Here's something you don't see very often. We have one climbing a tree, and then fly up. It's got two dwarfs in a tree.
Chasing them.
And they have a conversation with one another.
Holy shit.
That's great.
They're brothers.
What did you mean by share an ID?
Mob ID, from, Wowhead. Like, everything in here has got, an NPC ID. Like, if you Google it. So if you were to Google Black Bear WoW, you might find ones throughout other zones, but these share a completely different NPC ID. Says, I told you not to leave the boar ribs out. He grabbed the ale, though. The ale was important.
Yeah. Gotta get that shit. Gotta get drunk in the tree.
So yeah, just another little Easter egg that people wandered upon that nobody knew was here. I went over here and I was like, well, where the hell are the people? Oh, and then they're up in the tree. Might be the last drink we have for a while yet. So, yeah, pretty cute. And the bear just sits there and the other one's waiting at the bottom underneath the other guy. Alright, we're gonna head south, a little bit southwest. If you climb up another notch, I'll share my brew with you. That's great. We're still in the zone. We're just heading to the edge. Another very, very difficult place to get to. I don't know if they could get to it in the day, maybe by swimming. Welcome to Newman's Landing, guys. Obviously it's hidden very well in the mountain range. There is a broken down human building and a dock, Newman's Landing, according to a sign nearby. If you mouse over the sign, you'll see that. Take a close look at the skeleton. I'm going to show you what it looked like back in Classic. I'm going to post something of that. If you look at that picture, it differs from what we see now. It was a little more morbid. He was actually decapitated and the skull rested on top of the axe. So, whoever Newman may have been, there's really no lore behind this. His life seems to have ended in tragedy, obviously. An axe is buried deep into the signpost, and a skeleton, no doubt the remains of the person decapitated by that axe originally, now he's just laying there, maybe a skeleton fell, lies at its base. On the side of the house, there is an alcohol still and several open boxes of grain. Right over this way. We can see a sunken boat in the water, yet there are no enemies or mobs nearby. The house itself is empty, apart from broken furniture and several skeletons. It has been suggested that the owner of this house was slaughtered. We can see the skull on the axe on the signpost outside and the pile of bones scattered around the house. Take notice of the bones inside the house are all orcish skeletons. One of them is lying in the fireplace. We can see gnomish or goblin engineering items scattered around. Yes, so inside the fireplace. There's not much here, but it's just, you know, it's a little bit of history and nobody knows what really happened. I guess a lot of people on the roleplay server come out here to hold guild events too. So, that was Newman's Landing. We're gonna go to the Badlands. I think it's Badlands. Yep, we're gonna go over to the Badlands. Lagging a little bit. And I didn't mark it on my map, so I have to try and remember where this is. Give me one quick second. I have to try and remember the location of this. Okay, right over here. Everybody's here? There's a crypt down here, guys. Careful, because there is an elite down here. And what makes this so cool is that Blizzard thought it would be fun. At the bottom of the crypt contains a number of urns, chests, and skeletons, with the centerpiece down here being an armored skeleton seated on a throne with the sword of the barbarian king next to it. This place is a direct reference to Conan the Barbarian, the thing in the crypt, in which Conan finds a crypt and takes the sword of the mummified king sitting on the throne. It was also inspired by a scene in the 1982 film Conan the Barbarian. So here you can see the armored skeleton. But it's a pretty cool little crypt. You can see the urns around. He's a beast. I bet he could be tamed.
I'm gonna get rid of my gorilla and try it.
Go ahead. Careful we don't aggro it. He's pretty cool. What is he? Is he like one of those,
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. It's like one of those things in Outland.
Yeah.
Get him. Get him.
Sweet. Sweet.
Holy shit.
Nice. Orb
Awesome.
Stalker, that was the name. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so next up, we're going over to Elwyn Forest. So head southwest to Elwyn. We just have to be really careful here, guys, because obviously we are able to be attacked over here, and we don't want to kill guards because then they get messages. They get messages telling them, hey, people are fucking up your area, come on out and kill them. Even though it's now a PvE server, we're in Alliance territory once we start crossing over. Are we, even if we were like enter like Stormwind or something? Because I know we've had Horde enter or Alliance enter main cities. We should be okay. We're not going any place that's really dangerous. That's why I did the Stormwind thing earlier with us on Alliance. The guards will attack you in the towns 100% because I got attacked a lot of times. I've been all over this week, guys, on many different characters, many different servers, Alliance, Horde, everywhere. Yeah, I don't usually play with Ambience on either, but I mean, you miss so much, like the Undercity stuff, the Heartbeat and Tears Fall.
Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
everybody's here. I want you to zoom in on this tent. You're gonna find a lot of Gnoll tents like this and some Ogre tents throughout Azeroth. Does everybody see what I'm looking at? It's a human face. They skin humans to make them into tents. A lot of the tents you see are gonna be like that. Just a little cute thing that they do. Anybody remember Hogger in this area? Hogger was the chieftain Gnoll of the Riverpaw Pack. Many who played Alliance are going to remember him as the very first elite mob they were tasked to kill in game. Again, you didn't do it solo back in Classic. Just setting foot on the land meant death for many adventurers with the many nearby camps nearby. And he used to roam from camp to camp to camp. I think he's stationed in one spot right now. Obviously, they made it easier. So, something we later find out when they redid the stockades, there is a woman imprisoned in these stockades with a Hogger costume next to her nearby, asking us to release her because, quote unquote, it was all a joke. So we have to wonder, did Hogger ever really exist? Or was it nothing more than a 7-year-old girl at the time that terrorized this area? Just a prank. So if you're ever going to the stockades on Alliance, you'll be able to see her in the cage. Pretty damn neat. That girl kicked a lot of people's asses. Alright, mount up. Police is going to Westfall. There's a lot of cool stuff here. But we're just going to see one thing real quick. We're all pretty familiar with Moonbrook. Anybody that played Alliance, and you know you have the Deadmines instance inside. But Moonbrook is a small town that once served as a mining town and was the focal point of the farmlands in Westfall. After being destroyed by the Orcs during the First War and then rebuilt following the Second War, the rampant corruption in the kingdom brought the town under control of the Defias Brotherhood. Without any Stormwind army to protect them, the Defias drove the citizens and used the Deadmines as their headquarters. Okay, so we're all aware of that. I want to show you guys something though. There's a graveyard here. Take a close look at it, because those rotten ghouls are on a day-night cycle. During the day, we see nothing but vultures swarming above the cemetery. Every evening, though, at 9 p.m. server time, the ghouls spawn in the graveyard. The night offers them protection and the power to emerge from hiding. So if you come here during the day, you're not going to see this. It's another thing in-game on a day-night cycle. It is. It's pretty cool. The Moonbrook Schoolhouse, and we'll get into more about that later, but that was built for Stalvin, Miss Mantle, and we're going to be heading over there. So yeah, come here during the day and you're going to see there's nothing here but vultures. Alright, so we're going to go to Dustwood next, guys. We need to be careful, though, because it is Alliance. Duskwood is one of my favorite zones, running through it as Alliance, doing the quests. They've changed so much over the years, and not for the better. But if anyone's played Alliance and you've leveled up in these zones originally, you know what I'm talking about. It was a great, great, great place. And if you never leveled in these zones, you can see eyes in the bushes peeking at you, which you'll be able to see as we go through. So we're going to come over here for a second. You can't really see much as Horde. You can't mouse over it. Right here, though, you should see, if you were Alliance, you'd mouse over it and tell you it's a weathered grave. And it goes into the story of Morlidin. Morgan Lattimore was a great and noble knight who fought in defense of the innocent, the poor, and the afflicted. For many years, he worked diligently throughout the outlying areas of Azeroth, bringing relief to the suffering and swift justice to evildoers. He was married to a young girl named Lise in the summer of his 18th year. They were very much in love with each other and would eventually produce 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. Morgan was 32 when war broke out in Lordaeron. Morgan was called to the side of the legendary paladin Uther the Lightbringer to fight against the orcs and the undead. Leaving his wife and children in the safety of his home, Morgan left for war. The years passed and the war dragged on, and Morgan would witness many horrific events, including the disbanding of the Paladins of the Silver Hand, the death of Uther, and the spread of the plague. The only thing that kept him from the brink of madness was the knowledge that someday he would be reunited with his wife and children. Morgan would eventually return to his homeland, but find it nothing like how he remembered it. The once verdant forest was corrupted and teemed with the undead and other dark forces. Destroyed houses and farms could be found everywhere, and near the cemetery in Ravenhill now dominated much of the area. A shocked and bewildered Morgan eventually made his way to his home, only to find it in ruins. Not knowing what had befallen his homeland, he headed towards the village for answers, and he hoped to find his wife and children. Morgan inquired about his family, but could not find any answers. A priest in Darkshire, as it was now called, said that he might search the cemetery at Ravenhill for a gravestone. Morgan refused to believe that his family was dead and continued to search every farm and house in Dustwood to no avail. He rode from Darkshire to nearby Lakeshire, thinking that perhaps his family had fled. On his way there, he decided, against his better judgment, to stop by the Ravenhill Cemetery. Morgan spent hours walking amongst the graves. He recognized the name of people he knew and became more and more distraught. He then saw them, a small, untended plot amongst the many, with 3 small gravestones. A feeling of dread washed over him as he approached. Morgan brushed off the dust on the most prominent gravestone to reveal the name on it. Simply carved upon the grave were the letters spelled out his worst fear. Lise Lattimore, beloved wife and mother. Morgan's apprehension turned to dismay and then to grief, and he fell on his knees weeping. For hours he stared at that one grave, begging the cold stone for forgiveness and sobbing apologies. Then hours later, something in him snapped, and he began to lash out. Mourning became loathing, and he brought out his sword from his scabbard and began to rain blows on the gravestone, screaming in rage. Blind in his fury, he lashed out and swung wildly, catching the notice of a trio of his cemetery's attendants. As they tried to restrain him, he turned his focus to them, hurling accusations of guilt upon the innocent attendants, and then killed them all. Later, when his rage had passed, realization crept into Morgan's mind, and he saw the bloody sword driven through the chest of one of the attendants. He found himself soaked in the blood of the innocent and was utterly despondent. Driven to the brink by his emotions, he removed his belt knife and plunged it into his own heart. Morgan Lattimore's body and the 3 bodies of his victims were found the next day. He was quickly buried without ceremony in a hastily dug grave in an obscure corner of the cemetery, which is right where we are right now. Some days later, his grave was disturbed and his body was missing. Because Morgan committed murder against the innocent, something that was completely against his beliefs in nature, and because of the grief he held in being unable to save his family, Morgan could not die a peaceful death. As a result of his unending grief and the deaths of the innocents upon his hands, Lattimore ascended from the grave as a semi-sentient member of the undead, roaming the tracts of land he had once fought to defend, and shedding the blood of citizens, and many a poor inexperienced adventurer is dispatched to stop him. He now calls himself Morlatum. He roams Dustwood mindlessly and vengeance with hatred, and has been known to commit murder indiscriminately. So we're going to go over to his house. This is where he lived with his family. And he should be around here somewhere. And there he is. Now, a fun fact. We're going to find out. He had 3 children. The graves of his wife and 2 of the children were found, but the 3rd was absent. If you remembered, he only saw 3 graves. There should have been 4. He did not notice this in his grief, though. But as we progress through the quest line in Kata, we learn that his 3rd daughter, Sarah, did survive. She asks that her ring be placed on his weathered grave and shares, "Here, take this and lay it on his grave. Maybe somehow he'll know that I'm okay and none of us hold him responsible for what happened." And this was another very tough quest line. Yeah, it gets very, very dark here. We are gonna go. Give me a second here. We're gonna go south for a second. And I have people messaging me on Discord. We're gonna go south to Ravenhill. Be careful of the guards, guys. I'm gonna ask that you do not do anything. Do not cast a single spell. Nothing. We're gonna go right here in the inn. And just pause here for a sec. Do not cast anything, guys. I need to log over to another character to show you guys something. It's okay, there shouldn't be anybody out here. You can just, as long as... Are they still attacking you, Cage? Just don't bring them in here. If you have to kill one out there, it's fine. Alright guys, come on up to where I am. Just don't do anything, don't cast anything. I'm upstairs. Just stand still for a second. You guys can target me though. I'm on Vixen. So Ravenhill has always been known as a dark, cursed area. What many do not know is that there are strange ghosts haunting the abandoned town here of Ravenhill and Dustwood. They are known as the Unseen. What makes the Unseen so unique and mysterious is that, well, they're unseen. They are absolutely invisible to players and neutral, so they will not attack unless provoked, kind of like the spirits in Lordaeron. Before Cataclysm, warlocks were the only ones that were able to see these ghosts by using detect invisibility, which has now been removed from the game. If you came in here back in the day in Classic, though, and you were to get aggro by them, they were high level. They were 50 to 52, and you were in a low level zone. So if a Port Low be AoE'd, they'd be swiftly killed. So I'm going to do something here, and hopefully they're close by. Watch my health. They're here, but we can't see them. Don't heal me. Ah, shit. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm in combat. There's nothing in the combat log. Cage, you can go ahead and AoE this area with like a death and decay, and then check your combat log, and you're going to see you killed it. So if you check your combat log, it should tell you the unseen dies. It won't show how much you hit it for or anything like that. So it's pretty neat, guys. You can't see him anymore. There's nothing in game anymore that allows you. I even ran through here as a ghost. But they are here, same as in the runes of Lordaeron. So that's pretty neat. Alright, we're going to try and carefully get out of here. They're all throughout here, all through Ravenhill, guys. Yeah, I'm going to switch back over. And if you Google them from Wildhead, the Unseen, you're going to see kind of what they really look like. Alright, lock back over to Raven. Alright, we're going to head a little bit north-northeast. And I'm going the wrong way. We're going to head up that way, guys. I'm sorry. We are going to the Dawning Woods Catacombs. And I have it on my marker. Right over here. Everybody here. So, you know, basic catacomb, but with like a little bit of a twist. If I'm going the right way.
Empowered. Empowered.
I get lost in here. I'm not very good with this shit. There is a secret passageway.
Yep.
Yep. Alright, so when we get into the main on the way there, it's fine. We have no choice.
Empowered.
I came through here at very low level. It wasn't fun.
Empowered. Empowered.
Secret passage in the catacombs, guys.
This is fucking nut.
That is awesome.
So, Morbent Fell, for anybody that remembers that chain. He was a human necromancer who ruled over the undead of Duskwood. His former house was on top of Forlorn Row here. It was above here previously. He was guarded by his undead minions as well as a magical barrier. He was an ally of the Dark Riders and was the one initially responsible for raising the undead in Duskwood. In Cata, he became a lich and now rules deep within the hidden passageway of the catacombs. And he is right up here.
Empowered.
And similar to the Undercity, you're going to see heads with the same model that we saw earlier. You used to not be able to kill him without the
Empowered.
But But just like earlier, like over here is another head. This one's got a weapon in it and its eyes move. Can we
Empowered.
kill him? Yeah, we can kill him. There's a lot of hit points. Pretty neat. Little passageway.
Empowered.
There's, you know, there's not much back here other than your typical tomb, but a lot of rooms. Can we get out this way? I don't even know if we can. I usually go back way.
It's wild the amount of development that for Easter egg.
And there's Molatum again. So we are gonna go northeast. A lot of you guys are probably familiar with Stitches. Are there lions around here? Because his wife should be here. So, Abercrombie, guys, was a quiet alchemist and embalmer who lived peacefully with his beloved wife, Eliza. He later became a necromancer and was driven mad by grief after his wife died. We do not know how she died, but she was buried in a white dress and holds a bouquet of red roses in her hands. She should be standing here. But she's not. I don't know. Somebody killed her. The story goes, Abercrombie used dark magic to place his own heart in her body in a twisted attempt to revive her, which only cursed her with a hunger for human flesh. As a result, Abercrombie was forced to keep her buried in the damp, dark soil. Previously, she was never standing here. There was soil we had to dig up. He asked us to dig up his heart, dig her up and reclaim Eliza. Dig up Eliza, and reclaim his heart. That was part of the quest line. And unbeknownst to us at the time, we were helping him create Stitches. He was more devastated than ever. He created Stitches as a gift to the mayor of Darkshire. He placed his own heart that we previously helped him retrieve inside of Stitches, a massive abomination, a monstrous undead creature stitched together from various body parts. He used his own heart to animate the monster, and his goal was to terrorize the town, a direct result of his own grief and madness over the death of his wife. And she should be here. She was here the other day when I was here. But I'm not seeing her. She's usually standing here now, no more in her grave. She's got on her white dress and her bouquet. Yeah, it was quite the gift. And we can travel the road back, actually. And see if we can see Stitches. Yeah, he used to spawn right from around here. This is where Abercrombie used to be. And now he's on the outskirts. So we can kind of... If anybody sees him, let me know. Stitches. It is Abercrombie and Fitch. Bet you that
Empowered.
Lions killed him, that fucker. But yeah, for anybody that leveled back in the day in here, you're gonna remember Stitches. The guard comes out and kills him. Jesus, he mutilated everybody. He took a lot of people in the guards to kill him. I don't know if he's up, but I used to hear the yell through Dustwood. These guys would all be
Empowered.
probably killing him if he was there. I don't see him. I'm just following the road. We're not trying to go into Darkshire though, so we're gonna fly up and we're going north. A lot of you guys might remember this quest, The Legend of Stalvin. It is probably one of the most eerie stories in WoW. We're not going to see him here. We would have if this was classic. But Stalvin Mistmantle was a human with a bloodied past. Originally from Silverpine Forest, he spent time in Stormwind, but later became an instructor and the headmaster at the Moonbrook Schoolhouse, which was built for him. He also worked as a personal tutor, a job that he took much pride in. One day he approached one of the nobles of Stormwind. The noble had 2 children, Taloa and her little brother Giles. He was hired as their tutor. Taloa was very beautiful, and Stalvin eventually developed an indecent attraction to her. At one point, Taloa and her family went to the summer cottage near the Eastville logging camp and invited Stalvin to join them. While Stalvin was inside teaching Giles, Taloa was in the garden. After a few minutes, she came in and placed a scarlet begonia in his hand. Another time, Stalvin was teaching Taloa, and she placed her hand on his. Stalvin interpreted these, nothing more than friendly gestures, as a romantic overture. He imagined a future with this girl, but her future groom was already arranged by her parents. The truth is that Taloa clearly only saw Stalvin as her tutor and a friend. At one point, she appeared before Stalvin with her suitor, her groom-to-be, holding hands. She introduced him to the groom as Uncle Stalvin, a nice old man. Sorry, my dog's behind me having a nightmare. This infuriated Stalvin. He was appalled that Taloa would hold hands with a boy in public and humiliated by her comment on his age. When she became engaged, Mistmantle fell into a downward spiral of anger and despair. He concluded that she'd pretended to be in love with him just to hurt him, and he planned to spill blood in revenge. This drove him to murdering Taloa and her family in their estate in the Canal District of Stormwind City. The estate's current caretaker refers to the event as a massacre. He is reported to have butchered Taloa, her groom-to-be, with an axe, and then both of their families as well. In his own personal notes in his journal, he claims that the blood he'd spilled paled in comparison to the tears he'd shed. He then carefully hid the bodies and retreated back to his home here in Northeast Darkshire and remained there until darkness crept into him and consumed him. He now resides here, at least he did, until Cataclysm, lonely and mad, hungering for revenge on any person who dares to come near. Through unknown means, perhaps explained by the sheer will to live and kill, Stalvin has become an undead revenant. In Cataclysm, the story continued. We learned that Stalvin was slain by agents of Darkshire and buried on the grounds right here at Manor Mistmantle. Stalvin is revealed to have a brother in Cata, Tobias, who resides in Gilneas during the Civil War and was afflicted by the Worgen curse. After fleeing there, following its plague by the Forsaken, Tobias arrived in Darkshire seeking news of his brother, finding that the townspeople were afraid to talk about it, telling them that he was dead. After Clerk Daltrey, who aided in the original investigation of Stalvin's whereabouts, directs players to portions of Stalvin's journal, which had been taken and shredded by Feral Worgen during an attack on Darkshire Town Hall, Tobias seeks out and finds the truth about what happens to his brother. He turns to Madame Eva, who had begun the hunt for Stalvin years before. Using the Mistmantle family ring carried by Tobias, Stalvin had dropped a similar ring as proof of his decease in the original quest. Madame Eva directs players back to Manor Mistmantle, where Stalvin will rise from the grave seeking revenge and must be destroyed again. So it's a really epic quest line. It's a lot of fun. We can't see him now. If it was classic, we'd be able to see it. But that's the story of Stalvin. Mount up quick, and we're gonna go over to here. I'm gonna show you where Abercrombie is now. It's a shame we couldn't see his wife. He's over here at this tower. But he used to be over there by the shed. Okay. We're gonna go over here next. Do not attack anything over here, please. Please, please. Somebody's already been here, killing. So guys, this is an unmarked grave in Beggar's Haunt. The statues, if you look around, look like the ones from outside the Dark Portal. What spawns here, and it's a shame he's not up because he's usually up, is the Unknown Soldier. He can be found kneeling at the grave, which is presumably his own. So if you get lucky and find him, and he's usually up a lot, you'll see him come over here and just kneel in front of his own grave. Yeah, he dropped something. Somebody's killed him. There's actually a lion sound, you know. Yeah, somebody probably killed him. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Let's go south. Let's head into Deadwood Pass. So guys, we're going to come over to here. Take a look at the signs. You're going to see multiple bodies hanging from a tree, 2 of which are missing their legs below the knee. One sign warns us to turn back. The other reads, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." This is a direct quote from the Italian poet Dante Alighieri's epic poem, The Divine Comedy. It is an inscription that is found over the gates of hell, and it means that once you enter this place, you must give up all hope of ever being saved or leaving, as the suffering is eternal. It serves as a warning to souls that once they enter, there is no hope of redemption or escape. And for those who are unfamiliar with it, the poem itself is divided into 3 parts: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. It is not a comedy despite the title. Dante called his work a comedy to follow medieval literary conventions, which categorize stories by their ending and style, but not by humor. Literary works back then were classified as tragedy or comedy depending on their endings. In Dante's era, which was the 1300s, the word comedy did not mean funny or humorous. A comedy basically had a positive or successful ending. Whereas a tragedy, if it wasn't a comedy, it was a tragedy. It's just how it worked. The poem explores the condition of the soul following death and portrays a vision of divine justice in which individuals receive appropriate punishment or reward based on their actions. The poem tells about Dante's travels through hell, purgatory, and lastly heaven, and it is really a fascinating read if you've never read it, especially with how descriptive he is about the 9 circles of hell. And if you're not familiar with that, I'm going to post pictures of that as well. And that shows you the 9 circles of hell that he describes in his poem. And there's an easier version to see. Just something to look at later. It's just pretty neat how they work that into the game.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I think my Discord's lagging. If you've never really looked at it, guys, the trees all have faces on them. Yeah, a lot of the trees you'll see the faces on them. Alright, so we are going to head into Blasted Land. It's a shame they didn't do much with this zone, though. Deadwood Pass, other than Kara, obviously. We're gonna land up here on top of the mountain. Yep, so we are at the Rise of the Defiler, guys. We can see corpses of those who died while looking up. Take a close look at them. Some of them still have their weapons in hand. This is where Rezelik, am I saying it right? The Defiler resided. He was a Dreadlord who served as Lord Kazak's most fearsome lieutenant during the Third War. After the demons retreated to the Blasted Lands, he was instructed to secure the land and ultimately succeeded, where he united the Shadow Council. It's just pretty neat seeing the bodies. A lot of people don't know they're up here. And I love how it turns red. So mount up. The zone used to be a lot of fun. And you can dismount when you get here. Alright, so here, high above the shattered landing, we see strange and mysterious remnants of what could have possibly been a ritual gone wrong. Untouched and unspoiled, we see the remains of 4 skeletons sitting with jars in hand. And then we see a shackled pillar between them, its chains adorned with small metalwork dragon heads. There is a basin below it, filled with a golden glow beneath its swirls. So, what do we think happened here? Was the ritual successful? Did it backfire, leading to their deaths? What is this device? They were clearly up to some shit. It very well could be. Just another hidden place on the map. But it's pretty cool. Alright, we are going to go through the dark portal now. Oh my god, I jumped. Levitate, levitate. Forgot I wasn't on my broom. Oh, I can mount midair. Okay, we good. We're going through the dark portal. Holy shit. We're almost done, guys. I won't keep it too much longer.
TBC is my favorite.
TBC is a great
Yeah, I like TBC.
Yeah.
Everybody here. So guys, very, very long path. Welcome to the Path of Glory. if you turn up your ground textures, you are going to see something that is quite often overlooked. The entire path is made up of the bones of the Draenei victims of the Horde's demon-crazed genocidal rampage shortly before the opening of the Dark Portal. These poor souls were tortured and then slaughtered, and the orcs killed about 90% of the Draenei race. The ruins and temples of the Draenei can be found in many places in Outland, but this road is one of the most vivid examples of the orc genocide on the Draenei people themselves. As one quest NPC will state, it wasn't enough for them to hunt us down like animals, destroy our cities, and torture those who survived. No, they had to use our bones as paving stones, denying my brethren a proper burial under the light. So, it's pretty freaking neat. If you've never really bothered to look, they're just trampled corpses. And it stretches as far as it can see, all the way down to the Citadel. And one of the quests you get was actually to extinguish something. I forget, but we had to do it back in the day. All right, we're gonna come southwest a little bit. This is kind of like a really secret Easter egg not many know about. Going off the edge of the world, guys.
I've done so many quests in this area, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, come over to here. If you land on this rock and dismount. Should be able to click on the jar of ashes. There's a body here holding an urn. Here is a jar of ashes. These are the ashes of my sanity, my passion, and my drive, all utterly destroyed by themselves. May all those who look upon these desolated lands of hellfire remember this fallen peon. He shed blood for the Alliance and sacrificed for the Horde, only to be driven utterly mad by the wicked and soulless ones who devoured what he held most dear. As they feast from his toils, may they suffer his wrath. Maybe not in this world, but in every world hereafter. It is my declaration, my solemn oath, and my everlasting promise. I will avenge my suffering. Pretty neat. This is one that I didn't even know about. I found it while looking for certain things. Alright, we're going to the Grand.
It's my favorite area in WoW.
The Grand?
Yep.
Nice.
You're bugged.
Who's bugged me? I'm... Oh, fuck. And I couldn't even tell because I was zoomed out.
That's why I'm like, damn. I'm like, babe, you coming?
Like, you coming? Switch him out.
By the way, I know what's causing that. If you're on another mount and then you swap to the broom before dismounting, it'll do that.
It's crazy. Alright, now we're moving. I was zoomed all the way in, like first person, and I couldn't tell I was going slow. Yeah, guys, we're gonna roleplay fly all the way to Negrand. Holy shit.
That pet I got tonight, my favorite pet is from right here. It's like the same skin and everything, but it's white and black.
The warp stalk, I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah, they had a lot of cool ones out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made fucking Robin come out and help me capture one when I first was able to.
Trying to get them to pop because they were stealthed was a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yep.
He tricked me into it by calling it a WoW date.
That's great.
Go ahead and land on this island. When you got here?
I had an engineering vacuum thing for gas here and made so much fucking gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is wild.
Are we all here? Alright, so on this island floating above Sky Song Lake, we see a skeleton with an axe in his skull and a shield by his side. He's sitting up against an apple tree, and many apples are lying on the ground. This is a nod to Isaac Newton, who, in case you did not know, is credited with discovering the law of universal gravitation, which states that all objects with a mass attract each other. He developed the theory in the 17th century, famously inspired by the falling of an apple, and proposed that the same force that pulls the apple to the ground is what keeps the moon in orbit around Earth. People say that all the floating islands defying gravity was just too much for him. So that's a nod to Isaac. So that's pretty cool. Alright, mount up. I'm gonna go on a real mount this time. And we're gonna visit one of the coolest places out here. So, hidden in the hills here in Negrand is Charlie's home for little tykes. This orphanage is run by Charlie, and the location appears at first glance to just be an innocent daycare for baby Tauren, orcs, and the game's first ever night elf baby. Charlie is known, if you speak to her, for telling people the babies are sleeping. But if you look closer at details, you're going to see there's a lot more to this creepy story. We can see explosives in the sandbox. I'm going to dismount for this. There's a child playing in the remnants of bones right there. We can witness Tauren baby heads swinging. Round and around they go.
That's crazy.
We can come in here, and you can see the world's very first night elf baby. And they all blink. But here's the little night elf baby. So there's a lot of creepy shit going on here. You're going to see a doghouse. Nothing but a dead, suspicious, rotting piece of meat swarming with flies. Behind the orphanage. There are people in cages. I'm stuck. I'm in first person. You'll even see a skeleton in one of them. So the babies inside the hut lie helpless. We can even see them blink. If you examine the cauldron out front, one might think it's where Charlie made dinner for the orphans.
No, I wouldn't send my kids here. Sheesh.
But years later, we are going to learn the disturbing truth behind Charlie and her daycare. It was revealed in Warlords of Draenor, confirming our worst fears. We learn that Charlie is actually an orc cannibal who preys on babies and young children to sustain her youth. She would drain the children of their life force and then eat them, cooking them in that very cauldron. So that if we get to Warlords, remember this, because there'll be a storyline behind it. She's disguised right now as a troll, but she's actually, a cannibal orc. You can see like meat on the shelves here, but yeah, it's a pretty creepy place. Alright, so if we're done here, we can just log right here and log over to retail, guys. We can hearth back. Jimmy can send us back. Well, he's going to send us to work, so we can hearth. And we have one big last stop for the night.
Yeah.
Cage, are you still in the same area that